Are you feeling overwhelmed in marketing your business? If so, I have a free masterclass just for you. It's my new masterclass, The Digital Marketing Success Path, where I'm going to dig into 7 powerful short and long-term strategies that you can use to market to your ideal customer, even if you feel like you lack the necessary skills, time, or know-how. So get excited because these strategies will really help you to clear up any type of question marks that you have around marketing so that you can grow your business, boost your bank account, and get more time to focus on what you really love. So here's just a few things that we're going to cover during the masterclass. We're going to talk about getting to know your audience, analyzing your competition. We're going to dig into those 7 short and long-term strategies, and we're going to wrap it up with launching your marketing funnel. So this masterclass is really for you if you've thought about creating a profitable online business that really gives you that freedom to do what you love, but you're not quite sure where to start. Or maybe you know that you need a digital marketing strategy to grow your online business, but feel like you're lacking some necessary skills, have no time, or don't even know where to start. Or you've tried to be successful online, but you feel like you come up a little bit short, but you're committed to making it happen. So please join me. I'm going to be giving away an amazing bonus this time. We're giving away a free website SEO audit to everyone who attends. We're going to provide you with an extensive, actionable, prioritized website SEO audit report. It's going to be a huge list of recommendations that are customized to your website to really help you improve your overall SEO. So go ahead, jump over to jennielyon.com/live masterclass and sign up now, and I look forward to seeing you there. Cold outreach can be an effective way to connect and market with your potential customers, partners, and even influencers. However, it's really crucial to strike the balance between being personable and pushing. You really want to come off as authentic. You don't want to come off as spammy. This will really affect your open rates, and even worse, it will affect your response rates. Hello and welcome to another episode of Digital Marketing Made Simple. I'm your host, Jennie Lyon, and today I'm really excited to chat with you about the 7 steps that you can take to create a very successful cold outreach email sequence. Let's jump right into it. First things first, you really have to define and segment your target audience. This is something I talk about a lot because I see so many of my clients not doing this. Before you send a single email or even reach out to a prospect on, say, social media, it's really essential to make sure that you have identified them as your ideal client. You really have to understand their needs, their pain points, and preferences. This is really going to help you to tailor your messaging so that it resonates with them. So you want to conduct thorough research and gather insights into your ideal clients' demographics. What are their interests? What industry are they in? What's their role? You have to ask yourself a few questions to really get clear on, are they my ideal client? So that's questions like, the offer that I have, is this a good solution for the situation that my ideal client is currently facing? Or what will make my ideal client consider making the decision to purchase my product or service today? And if you're still struggling with this, which I know a lot of you are, I hear this over and over again, that people have a really hard time drilling down to who that one specific ideal client is. So please jump over to jennielyon.com/ICA, download the template, because once you've nailed down the answers to those questions and you know exactly who your ideal client is, you're going to find that writing your cold outreach email sequence is going to be really easy. And capturing that ideal client's attention is going to be a lot easier than you thought. And to make this whole process even easier, I created another free template for you. It's our cold outreach email tracking template. It's a template that you can download. It has sections for all of your prospects' names, their company names, what industry they're in, what role they have, and any other relevant information that's really going to make it easy to converse with them in an authentic way. It also makes it really easy to track your outreach. So make sure to jump over to jennylyon.com/outreach to grab that. And then if you haven't, it's time to segment that email list. You really do want to ensure that you are reaching out to the people who are interested in what you have to offer right now. So for me, it's really tough because I have a lot of different ICAs. But one example is if I'm offering a social media promotion, I want to make sure that everyone that has ever engaged with me about social media gets this promotion. So this is where segmenting your list comes into play. So anytime someone downloads something from me that's related to social media, I have a consult with them about social media, they're segmented in my email list as a potential social media client. That way, when I do have a social media promotion, I send it to that segment of my email list rather than the entire email list. Next up, you want to utilize social media. So you want to hop on to the social media network that you are positive your audience hangs out on, and you want to start to collect information. So for example, when I'm looking for new clients, I'll hop onto LinkedIn and I'll start to collect information about particular prospects who I think would be a really great fit for my services, and I start to populate all of that information on the spreadsheet that you're going to download at jennylyon.com/outreach. Step 2 is you want to craft a compelling subject line. So the subject line is that first thing that recipients see. It has to be good. It has to grab their attention. It really has to be concise, intriguing, and relevant. And personalization and incorporating their name, that can really increase the open rates. So a compelling subject line, it can definitely impact whether someone opens your email or not. So you really want to start by creating a killer subject line. So you might want to use a subject line tester to see how successful your subject line will be in getting people to open it. So there's a lot of them out there. You can Google, CoSchedule has a great one. You can Google CoSchedule subject line tester, and it will give you a tool where you can pop in different subject lines and it will tell you how they rate. So for example, here are 2 different subject lines and how they're going to perform with my particular audience. So one subject line could be just something simple. Want to boost your SEO? The second is, Jennie, do you want to be number 1 on Google? The second one, right, that's definitely going to perform better. And when I tested it, it did. I did a test with these and it performed twice as good as the first one. So definitely test out those subject lines. Step 3, you want to personalize and tell a story in your outreach email. Personalization and storytelling is really the key to making any email stand out, but especially a cold outreach email. You really want to establish a connection with your recipient. So you want to address them by their name and mention specific details related to their business or even recent achievements, showing that you've taken the time to do your homework and that you understand who they are and what they need. This is really going to make your email stand out. It's going to make it more relevant and definitely going to increase the chances that not only will your recipient open the email, read the email, but will engage with the email. So how do you get started with that? Well, you want to start your email with a really warm greeting. Make sure it's personalized. Make sure it includes their name. Make sure it's spelled correctly. I cannot tell you how many of these I get where they will address it to Jennifer or they will spell my name wrong. You want to be really authentic and you really want to be interested in their work or in their business. And you want to tell a story in your email relating your message to their interests and their pain points. So here's an example to get you started. Hi, so-and-so. I was browsing on social media and I came upon your podcast on business. As someone in marketing, I found the information so helpful, and I was able to put your advice into action immediately. It really made me think about the services that I offer and how they complement the services that you offer. I would absolutely love to connect with you and would love to offer some of my marketing services to your business clients. Do you have time to hop on a call later this week? See, the idea here is to make the message highly personal and authentic. You really want your ideal client to feel that connection, and it makes it so they want to take that next step in the conversation pretty immediately. Step 4 is you want to provide value in your storytelling. So in that opening paragraph, you really do want to demonstrate the value that you can offer to your recipient in a way that makes your messaging memorable. So you want to think of maybe a real life success story that you've had with a current or a previous client and use that as a jumping off point to address a situation that your prospect is probably experiencing. So you want to highlight how your product or service or your expertise can solve their problems or help them achieve their goals in a faster way. The key is that you don't want to make the email too long. Keep it short, keep it sweet, but really explain how your product or service provides a solution that they may not even know that they need. Step 5, value, value, value. I cannot say this enough times. You really do have to provide value at every turn when it comes to nurturing your prospects. I don't try to incorporate too much value in that first outreach email, as that first email is really just me trying to establish a connection with them. But once we do have that connection, then I definitely provide a ton of value at every single turn. For example, if during my research, I notice someone who looks like they would be my ideal client has a terrible website, I would reach out to them with my first email, just introducing myself, just like I talked to you about that before. Then once they reach back out, we've established a connection. Then my follow-up emails will provide more value. So usually I will provide them with a copy of my website audit workbook or my SEO audit workbook. The idea here is that I want to give them something of value, something that they can put into action today, something that they're going to see results from and get really excited about. And then my goal is through these nurturing emails and providing this value, they'll want to work with me in some capacity. Step 6, you have to include a very clear call to action. So every email that you send, and especially with a cold email, really does need to have a clear and concise call to action. You really have to guide that recipient to what that next step is. It has to be clear and easy. So if it's scheduling a call with you, visiting your website, requesting more information, whatever it is, make sure that the call to action is clear and very easy to follow. Use action-oriented language and a sense of urgency to encourage them to reply quickly. So here's an example of how to personalize your call to action to really get people engaged, and I do that usually with open-ended questions. So in my email, I'll say something along the lines of, hey, I'd love to hop on a 15-minute discussion call with you to talk to you a little bit more about your marketing and how we could really help your business, whatever that business name is, with marketing, right? Or collecting leads or whatever that is. Are you free for a call early next week? Really clear, right to the point. I want them to schedule a call. Step 7 is you want to follow up effectively. This is something where I see people fall off. They do the initial email outreach, they send one email, they don't hear back, that's it, they're done. Following up is really crucial when sending cold emails or even warm emails, to prospects. You want to craft polite and concise follow-up emails to really remind recipients about that initial message. So remember, these emails, they should all be really short and sweet and offer a lot of value, but you need to send them out consistently. And a well-timed follow-up email, that can really significantly increase your response rate and lead to valuable opportunities. So just remember, it usually takes reaching out to someone more than 10 times before they actually reach back out. So don't give up. I usually will tell people on that spreadsheet, add to the boxes, add 1 through 10, and every time you send an email, make a little tick mark. If you get all the way through to 10 and you still haven't heard back from them, move on to the next prospect, but at least you've done your due diligence. All right, so I thought this would be fun. I decided this week to share some of the commonly asked questions that I get and my answers to them. So one that I get is, how many follow-up emails should I send, right? And the number of follow-up emails that you should send really depends on various factors, including how urgent is your message, and generally, I recommend sending a series of them. I'll usually do between 7 and 10 emails that are spaced out, usually a few days apart. You want to pay attention, though, to any cues from the recipient, right? So if you notice that people really aren't answering at all, then it's probably time to go back and look at the messaging and your subject lines. If people are responding right away after email number 1 or number 2, amazing. You don't have to go through the whole sequence. But the idea here is to try to fine tune that messaging to really get it to the point where you're only sending an email or 2 before people are quickly replying to you. Question number 2, how long should my email be, right? So ideally, your email should be short and sweet to the point. So I really try to keep them short. Around 100 words. Long-winded emails will overwhelm people. They just don't read them. They kind of scan. So really, you want to focus on that subject line. Have a great subject line that they can't help but open the email, and then keep your content short and sweet to the point with a clear call to action, and you will be good to go. Question number 3, should I use a formal or an informal tone? Well, the tone of your email really depends on your target audience and the industry that they're in. So I usually will kind of err on the side of professional and friendly. It seems like that works 99% of the time. You really want to avoid using overly formal language that really can create that sense of distance. Instead, you really want to strive for that more conversational tone. You want to feel approachable and engaging, and you really want to adapt your tone based on the recipient's company culture or the nature of the relationship. Question number 4, how do you avoid sounding salesy in the emails? This is a great one. So to avoid sounding salesy in your emails, focus on providing value and really building a genuine connection. If you're not being authentic, people will feel it. They'll sniff it out in a second. Instead of bombarding them with sales pitches, instead offer insights, solutions, personalized recommendations. Be empathetic, show interest in their needs, and really aim to establish a relationship built on trust and mutual benefit. And the last question is, what are some examples of effective cold emails? Well, here you go. I have some for you. I like to do emails that consist of an introduction. I weave some storytelling in there with some problem solution. So I'll introduce myself, I'll address their specific pain point, and I'll offer a solution tailored to their needs. Another email that's really great is social proof. You can mention successful case studies or testimonials that are really going to demonstrate the value that only you can provide. You could do a mutual connection type email where you share a mutual contact or someone that you have in common. That is a great one. I do that a lot because I meet so many different people that I try to really keep a running list of all of the different types of services and products that people offer, because it never fails. Someone will ask, hey, do you know someone who does this? Hey, what about that? And it's a really great way to establish rapport and, share the work. And you could do an email that sparks curiosity. So again, you could craft a subject line with an opening paragraph that really piques their curiosity. So if you can weave a little bit of mystery in there, that's really going to work leaps and bounds in getting them to take action on the email. Okay, well, here's this week's action plan for you. Jump over to jennielyon.com/outreach and download the free cold outreach email tracking sheet. Then hop over to your favorite social media network and create a list of 10 prospects that you think would be perfect for your product or service. Then sit down and write out your cold outreach email sequence using this content as a guide. Send out your introductory email today. Then follow up with your prospects daily or every couple of days with that nurture sequence until you either get a response or you've run through your 10 emails. Then whichever one happens first, great. Just remember that sometimes at first, it can take up to 10 times before a prospect finally replies. So if you send out your first batch of 10 and you don't get any type of response back, then it's time to go back, look at those subject lines again, tighten up the messaging to make sure that it really does speak to your ideal client, and try it again. But writing successful cold emails really does require some planning, but it's really about the personalized message. And by following the 7 steps that we talked about today, you can greatly increase the effectiveness of your outreach and improve your response rates. But remember, tell a story, provide value, be clear and concise, and have a solid call to action. And cold emailing, when done right, it can open doors. It can create valuable connections and opportunities. So stick with it, give it a try. And if you have any questions at all, please reach out to jennielyon.com/chat with Jennie. I'm happy to jump on a call with you at any time, and we can talk about how we can not only tweak and polish that cold outreach email sequence, but we can really turn it into a lead generation machine for you and your business. All right, well, that's what I have for you this time on another episode of Digital Marketing Made Simple. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.